From the mountain tops to the prairies wide, we carved our dreams where the wild winds ride. With pick and shovel we staked our claim. Through fire and rain we bore no shame. The red dirt stained our boots and skin, but it built the place we all live in. Oh, red dirt nation, rise and stand. From the treasures deep in the soil's hand, a family of brothers hand in hand. This is our home. This is our land. The river sang as we toiled away. Their whispers kept the fears at bay. Fields of gold from the seeds we sowed, a testament to the lives we hold. Though the wind may howl, the earth may quake, but roots run deep with every stake. The blood, the sweat, the laughter too. This red dirt binds me and you. Oh, red dirt nation, rise and stand. From the treasures deep in the soil's hand, a family of brothers hand in hand. This is our home. This is our land.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
Oh,
there we go.
Well, short bus rider made it. Hey.
Sorry.
welcome, everybody. I'm 403 Prospector. Yeah, that's who I am.
Is that you?
Prospector 406 Miner, Carl Madley, Reg. I don't know where our names are. What is happening to StreamYard? Like, none of our names are on here.
Yeah.
Because
weird.
the comment is highlighted.
So what I have figured out, I just went to my channel and I am streaming 2 lives right now. One is vertical and one is horizontal. So if you guys are in the vertical chat, I've got to look at 2 different screens. So all of them.
And I would say, yeah, we have 72 viewers right now.
72 people. Holy cow.
You got 72
crazy.
people in.
Well,
69
I'm assuming
now, but yeah,
the
we've
majority
got
of those are watching in the vertical. So welcome.
Yeah.
All right, it may be a pain in the butt, but we like the new technology.
but we like the yeah. So anyway, that being said, we're happy that everybody's here. We've got a wicked live tonight. We've got a special guest interview. We've got Sid Wood from RiverDance Gold Mining. He's backstage. We're going to talk to him about, everything that got him into gold mining. He's a veteran, so we're going to pay our dues to the vets. He's got a new internet series coming out as well. So we are going to invite him up and welcome him to Red Dirt Nation.
Hey,
How's
everybody.
it going, Sid?
Hello, hello.
Good.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem.
I don't know what's going on here. Oh, you don't want to see that. Yeah, let's get the right guy here.
There we go.
That's
All
what I
right.
want to see. You don't want to see me. Anyways, how's it going, Sid? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Right on. So, first question, can you start by sharing how you first got involved in gold mining and what drew you into the industry?
Yeah, so I, like a lot of people, I grew up gold mining. My grandfather, my family, both sides of my family came to Alaska in the early 50s. My grandpa on my dad's side was a territorial policeman before Alaska was a state. He got into mining. My dad got into mining. The whole family, by the time I was about 10 years old, we were full into mining. That's what we did for a living. And we did that for a lot of years back up in the Talkeetna Mountains behind Eureka for folks who are aware of what Alaska, the different drainages in Alaska is on the Oshetna drainage and the Black River, Bush Creek and Gold Creek, also Willow Creek, which is like a huge mining area, real close to the hub of Alaska. But I grew up as a kid at a gold mine, fishing and picking berries and running around, getting into trouble. And at the end of the day, my grandfather and my dad built massive mineral jig plants with onboard water recycling. And at the end of the day, when they'd shut down and clean out, my brother and sister and I would go climb up in there and pick flakes and gold pieces out of the jigs. And, that's what got me hooked, really, is actually finding gold.
That's really cool. So is that the origin story of RiverDance gold mining?
No, my family got out of gold mining after, financial hardships and stuff. We switched over to soil remediation for a little while when the Exxon Valdez spill happened, and there was a lot of venture capital. So we started washing dirt, and then we got into cleaning up rifle and pistol ranges for the military using mineral jigs. And during that time, I grew up and joined the military and moved away from Alaska for a little while. And when I was, I'm just about 50, and a few years ago during COVID, actually, my wife and I bought a camper, and I wanted to do something while we were out camping. I wanted to go prospecting. Just tons of places here in Alaska to go. And so I started looking around at what was available for equipment, and I was floored that nobody still today has built a real portable mineral jig, which my dad, sluice boxes are the most abundant tool out there, and for good reason. They work very, very well.
Oh,
My
yeah.
dad, he was absolutely against sluice boxes. It was mineral jigs or nothing. And so I was looking for that just to see if there was. And I decided to make one since I couldn't find one. And it worked so well that I showed a couple people, and they're like, yeah, you should probably, look into selling these. So that's over the last few years, that's where we're at.
And you can see some of those jigs behind you then. Hey? You got your little workshop just moving.
Yeah, so I build everything by hand. What you can't see in front of me is a dartboard with a bunch of pieces of templates, metal templates up there that I use. I cut everything out, shape it. This is a screen tray that I hand built everything, and I'm about to ship out a machine to a guy in Arizona. So anyway, yeah, it's my hobby and my passion. I am less than 6 months away from retiring from my normal job, and then I'm going to do this full time.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's
so now you're
cool.
living the dream. Holy, you're a lucky guy. I'm jealous.
So, obviously you're using those jigs, I'm assuming, to catch gold, but will they catch sapphires and other heavy minerals that people might look for?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the cool things about mineral jigs. If it can be separated by specific gravity, you can use a mineral jig to get it. Any type of precious metal, precious gems. I have sold jigs to guys using them for diamond mining, sapphire mining. Dan Hurd recently used one of my jigs to proof his peridot mine that he's venturing into. and to see if a mineral jig could separate the peridot from the basalt, which is very close in specific gravity. And it worked so well that they're moving forward with the project.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I asked because there's a lot of sapphires around here, so I figured something like that would be super useful.
Just
Yeah,
to
you'll
chime
see-
in, I work with Dan Hurd on Sundays. I'm Dan's moderator.
Awesome.
We have a question from Prairie Prospecting. How important is classification?
Well, like with just about anything, it helps. This is a very small machine. We have 3 different models, and each one is centered around basically a 5-inch hutch, 25 square inches, and it will, a rock, 2-3-inch rocks are not going to move through that little bitty machine, and they'll block enough of a section of the screen. So I tell people, if you screen it down to 1/2 inch minus, that's really, really good. 1/4 inch minus is perfect, because then you can screen out the 1/4 inch jig shot with the same screen, and you keep your jig shot clean, and everything's moving through under its own power. You don't have to pluck any rocks out.
Oh, okay. That's wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So, who were your early mentors or influences in the mining world?
Oh, definitely my grandfather, Woody, everybody called him, Searle Wood. He was a pioneer here in Alaska with a lot of different things. He built the first, I think, portable synergistic leaching system in Alaska, and he was consulting with mines all over the U.S. and all over Alaska. People would send him ore to test out, and he was always experimenting, always trying new things. I'm sure he toxified the neighborhood and us plenty. I remember him sitting out in the yard with the burning mercury, and he retort set up there. And anyway, he just loved experimenting. He never graduated high school. He was one of those guys that lied about his age to get in the Marine Corps, and then he was in the Korean War and World War II, and just did everything. He was a territory policeman, a truck driver, worked at a diamond mine, gold mine, and he would just learn. He was a pilot. Anyway, he was my biggest hero as far as gold mining and everything. He's the one that got me critically thinking about stuff and problem solving.
Oh.
So, talking about your mini jig, what like a lot of us guys are just prospectors, and I think a lot of the viewers just low key prospectors, not a big mining operation or anything like that. Do you have a machine for that's easy to take out? Like the ones behind you look pretty big. I don't know if I would take one of those out.
Yeah,
I'm not.
our smallest machine is the Mini Max. It weighs 12 pounds. It's about 15 inches long, 20 inches high, and about 8 inches wide. It's that's the most portable machine we have. It's a simplex jig, so it has one hutch. Even the duplex jig, and behind me up here, there's the one you can see the easiest right there. It's larger. It's what we're calling the Pro Series. We haven't started selling them yet. I've actually sold a few, but they're being sold as a custom build. Those are 7 by 7 inch hutches. They're almost double the surface area of each screen tray. And that our normal duplex jig, the RiverDance Max, weighs 17 pounds. That one weighs a little over 20 pounds. Our biggest machine weighs 27 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's a 2-stage
Oh, wow.
triplex. It'll do it. You run through one stage, and the cons from that one filter down to the second stage, which is a simplex. So you get 3 different classifications of material, and it just super concentrates everything.
Wow.
So Minor Mod Gold is asking, how much does the Mini Max retail for?
$1,000 so we've got 3 machines: Mini Max, RiverDance Max, and the Pioneer Peak. Those are the simplex, duplex, and the 2-stage triplex, and they're $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000. Makes it really easy.
Hey,
So I pulled up a quick clip of the Mini Max on RiverDance Gold Mining's YouTube page. So make sure you go out and check it out. See if I can pull up here.
how hard are those to like set up? Oh,
It was there. Okay, never mind. We'll stop sharing, and we'll come back to that.
Well, I'll answer that
Go ahead,
question. They're
Cece.
really easy to set up. They're a 12-volt system, just like most equipment that has electricity involved with its prospector size. And I like to use power tool batteries with a little regulator on there to bring 20 or 18 volts down to 12 volts, because power tool batteries are small and easy to carry, and most people have them already.
mhm.
But these are very, very easy. I supply a bilge pump, either an 1,100 gallon per hour bilge pump for the Mini Max and a 2,000 gallon per hour bilge pump for the Pioneer Peak and the RiverDance Max. And I put an adapter on everything so it can be run up through a regular garden hose. And these don't need a ton of water to run them. So even though it necks it down to 1/2 inch to get into the machine, and it's a 3/4 inch or 5/8 actually hose, it's plenty of water for these machines. And
Okay.
so you just have to be able to hook up a battery, hook up the hose, and then press the button to turn it on. And the most you have to do for adjustment is work your water regulator valve. And honestly, in most situations, it's not that critical. When you're running concentrates, you have to fine tune it a little bit. But if you're just out prospecting or you're running course material, you could leave it wide open. It shouldn't be a problem.
That's neat.
Well,
So
I've
Jason
talked with.
Jenner had a
Jenner.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just
Go ahead.
read the same thing, man. He was wondering, what with that small machine, how much can you process an hour?
You know what? That's a great question, and I get asked all the time, and it really depends on the material. It is meant to be up to about an eighth of a cubic yard an hour for the simplex jig. The duplex will do up to a quarter of a cubic yard an hour, or 10 full 5-gallon buckets roughly. The Mini Max, it's a simplex jig, and that's a 5-inch span from the rear of the tray where you feed the material in to the front where the tailings come out. So there's not a whole lot of room there for everything to sink down. So you have to be a little slower. But as soon as the gold hits that pulsing action in the jig, it'll sink directly down. I'd say about 15 minutes or so per 5-gallon bucket is pretty achievable with the Mini Max without overdoing it. When you're running if you're running heavy classified cons through it, then you will absolutely have to slow down more. Probably 30 minutes a bucket, maybe even a little longer with the Mini Max, because everything's heavy. So you want to turn the water down a little bit and really give it a chance to separate everything out by specific gravity. That's the best answer I can give.
Okay. I'm going to show a quick clip here of the Mini Max, because I think I actually got it working here, and then we'll have the viewers and us will have more context of what he's sharing with us. So there we go. that's where your garden hose goes in. Garden hose goes in right there, right? Under the logo.
Yep.
How small that thing is.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Like, you just feed it in that top tray there. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Is there like the water volume control in this jig, or are you just like, how is the water controlled?
So every jig comes with a submersible pump, a hose, a spray nozzle, a little water regulator valve, a jig shot, an AC adapter, because they're all wired with a little dongle and come with an AC adapter so you can plug it into the wall if you're doing it at home, and a concentrates container. So water regulation is I usually put the valve right up next to the pump. And depending on where I am, if I'm at home or I'm doing it in a recirculating tub, I'll put it right on the pump and then run the hose to the jig. But if you're out, you probably don't want to put it right at the pump if your pump's out in the creek. Anyway, it's just a small valve, regular water valve that comes with it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's man, I could use one of those in my
Yeah,
life.
that's
How
pretty ingenious.
with the jigs, I've heard that they're they run the best the more the level that you can get them.
Yes, definitely you want to level it out, but eyeball level is fine. You do not have to. In fact, when I'm out there, I've never once brought an actual bubble level with me. I do use one when I set up demos, but pretty good is close enough.
Oh, really? Okay.
You don't want it to tip forward, obviously, because again, it's a short distance from the rear to the front. Side to side is not such a big deal, but you definitely don't want it tipping forward. But honestly, the throw on these things is only about an inch. It's a 1/2 inch cam, and so the throw is 1 inch, and it's you're not going to throw stuff out of there. Really, what you're going to do is if you've got too much water pressure, that's really what's going to get you, or you're feeding it too fast. As long as it's pretty level, you are good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice. How long did it take you to come up with the prototype for this?
Well, about 1.5 years total. I built the first one. I actually had it in my mind that I was going to build something that anybody could just go get the parts at Home Depot or Lowe's or their local hardware store, and I would build it. And if it worked, I'd put the plans out online and maybe make a couple videos on how to build this thing. And I built one that was pretty good, and I did some testing, and it worked really well. But it took me about 1.5 years to, after I decided, you know what, I think I want to patent this thing, and I want to try to make it for retail sale. It took me about 1.5 years to come up with a prototype that I could reproduce enough to keep making the same thing. And then another 6 months or so before I settled on the version that you see now. But we are always coming up with, it seems like about every 6 months I'm making an upgrade and doing a change, making something better.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
We just in the last couple of months, we began rotating the water inside the hutch. It's all directed flow. So as it comes into the hutch, instead of spraying in there and filling up, it sprays in there and spins. And of course it fills up and overflows. But as you're cleaning it out, when you turn it off, it cleans the inside of the hutch out for you. You don't have to spray it out with the spray nozzle like you used to. And it keeps everything moving. It creates a water column in the center, a low pressure spot in the center, so the heavies can fall right through the center and go out the tube. And The other upgrade we did even more recently was I had on the duplex jig, I had both water inlets were coming from the same hose, and I separated them out so you can actually you can regulate the water flow in each hutch separately. And that's something that customers had asked for. And, you know, if a good idea is a good idea, I'll definitely do it.
Nice.
So how often do you have to
Okay.
clean those out? You know what I mean?
don't-
When you're running the concentrate, I
Yeah.
kind of understand, you know, if you're running some real heavy stuff, but your average, let's say, dirt, for lack of a better
Yeah.
word, can you run like
Yeah.
all day?
Yeah, so that's one of the cool things about mineral jigs, the big ones and the little ones. You can continue running until you have so much heavy material, the gold, that it covers the screen and it impacts the water can't get through. The water's coming up from underneath. So as long as there's space for the water to get through, there are holes through the screen, you can just keep going, and the heavier material keeps collecting. And it takes, we found out, about 27 ounces of gold in one of these little jigs to plug it enough that the water is not able to get through, and you'll just hear it thumping against the screen, but it's not coming up anymore.
No.
Otherwise,
27
if
ounces
the
of
jig,
gold.
yeah, if the jig shot starts coming out, that's another really good indicator, because something heavier, something denser has got underneath it and is pushing it out. So if your gold is not flat and it's, you know, nuggets or pickers, and there's a lot of them, it'll start pushing it'll displace the shot. Otherwise, the only reason to stop is you're out of dirt to run through it, or it's the end of the day and you don't want, you should never leave your jig shot in the tray overnight. It will cement.
No.
And it gets
That's a
pretty
bad
hard
day?
to break everything. Yes.
I
How we
would
going,
love
Joe?
to find 27 ounces of gold.
Yeah.
So we got another video here of your I think it's your two jig system, and you're digging in a culvert here. You're taking a chance. So you can walk us through this video if you want. If it plays.
See you, Chelsea.
Just spinning, hey?
Well, if this
Yeah,
is the
that's my
video I'm
internet.
thinking of,
Welcome to
yeah, this video is you'll notice this is a green PVC framed machine. This was our original design, and that's the culvert at my parents' house up on Lazy Mountain here in Alaska. Did not expect to get anything out of there, but like I'm finding out, there's pretty much gold everywhere.
my God. Anyways, I don't think I can share because I'll just freeze everybody up. Anyways, that's your double thing, right?
What was that?
Can you repeat that, Trav?
Uh-oh. Jab freeze.
Yeah, might be one of those StreamYard issues again.
Yeah.
I know as soon as we got on, it booted Prairie off. So, well, I guess let's
geez.
keep moving forward then. As far as like with the jigs
Oh,
goes,
oh,
you got
for a
the
minute.
duplex.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
there he is. All right.
Sorry, I'm gonna restart my internet. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. So now with your jigs, so you're making improvements all the time without spoiling anything. Do you have any planned improvements for this winter going into the next prospecting season?
Yeah. The next big thing for us is to get the supply chain issue worked out and start marketing the Pro series. So there's a Mini Max Pro, which is actually what this screen is for. I said we're not selling them, but we are on an individual basis. I just sold one, and this is to an ore miner. He's a hard rock miner that wants it to concentrate his material. And anyway, they're all bigger. They're about 49 square inches for each tray, for each hutch. And so we have a duplex, and the RiverDance Max Pro, and we have the Mini Max Pro, and those are, you can run a half a yard an hour through the duplex jig. And we did that on the beach in Nome this summer, just testing it out on that beach sand, which is really easy to run. That stuff is fantastic, really. I mean, there's some stuff up closer to the shore, the bench, the land up there that has a lot of clay in it, but the sand itself is fantastic. And I was putting material in there as fast as I could possibly do it, and it was keeping up with it. The limiting factor was we were recycling seawater in totes. We just, we used the same totes that we shipped the machines up in. We just opened those up on the beach, filled them up with water, put a couple 5-gallon buckets in there, and recirculated the water. And we had to keep pulling. Every time I put a bucket in, I'd have to empty the tailings bucket. And so
take a bucket out.
Yeah. Yep. But other than that, it was, man, we were just cruising, and it was working really, really well. So I think those will be useful to folks that want something just a little bit bigger, but are still looking for something, relatively affordable and portable compared to any other type of jig you can find out there.
So got a question from chat here. Zayfiel was asking if you only focus on gold, or do you target other minerals as well?
My focus is gold, but so I just had a guy come in the other day, last week, to my shop here, and he is a copper miner, and they get gold as a byproduct, actually, but their main focus is copper. And he was actually blown away that he'd never heard of a mineral jig. And when I started showing him what it was, he actually came in to see if I had any gold pans or snuffer bottles and things like that. So I gave him a couple, because I don't sell those, but I have some around. And I showed him the jigs, and he was like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. So yeah, anything you can separate by specific gravity, you can target. I've got guys that use my jigs for gold mining, silver mining. That guy might grab one for copper. I don't know. But gems and gold are the most popular.
Yeah, because you said something
Makes
about
sense.
diamond mining too.
Yeah, I don't know if Nico Jackson ever comes in here, or is somebody you guys are aware of. He mines and sells crystals that he finds and gems and things. And so he bought one of my jigs, one of the very first ones. He's probably in the first 10 machines that I ever sold. He bought one for diamond mining, and he's had that thing for over 3 years now. And I just sent him a brand new RiverDance Max because he wanted to get into gold mining. And so he's shifted into gold mining, and he's put out some videos with that, with his old green machine, using it for diamonds and using it for gold, and then now with the new the RiverDance Max. So.
Wow.
So
That's
assuming
really
that
cool.
it'll get the garnets then too, right? You probably get a bunch of garnets at the bottom of your screens.
Oh yeah, if we see a lot of garnets here, and it'll actually, anything that's got a higher specific gravity, it's going to hang on to as it's pushing everything out. So what's cool about these little jigs and why they retain gold so well is that there's not enough water flow really to push the material out. The water's pulsing and it's overflowing, but it's not rushing through there, and it's not coming from behind and pushing the material. You're adding the material right on top of the hutch, and then as you add material in, the heaviest material displaces anything lighter and pushes it out, and it'll keep doing that. So yeah, it works very well in that way. We've got my daughter's going to walk by really quick. Hey, Danny.
I was looking everywhere like, what was that? I did get that video. I can try to play that one Travis was trying to bring up. If I can get out of full screen here. We'll try it one time and then I'll give up.
It's the miner's way.
I turned the sound off. Is this the right one, Sid?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but oh yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Been a
I'll
long
let
time
you
since I
explain
watched
what's
that
going
one.
on rather than play the sound.
Yeah. Well, I went and I took I filled a couple buckets out of my parents' culvert right next to their house up on Lazy Mountain, which is not known as a gold bearing area. Of course, just about every stream and river in Alaska seems to have some gold in it. This is really what got me started saying, if there's gold there, this thing is going to find it. And I've got the original RiverDance Max. In that machine, you had to turn the whole machine over to dump the jig shot out and to get your oversized cons out of the top trays. We've since made the screens removable for clean out, and you can switch screen sizes and all that. But anyway, didn't find a lot, but I found three pieces of gold. There's one right there.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty good size. And that picture, yeah.
Surprising.
There's I started saying, if there's gold in the dirt, this thing's going to find it. And I honestly, I've only been skunked one time using my jigs, and that was I went and grabbed a little bit of catastrophic failure there on my stand. I went and grabbed some material from the Homer Spit, which is not a place that anybody can mine or should mine. In fact, you shouldn't dig dirt off the spit because it's necessary and it's a finite resource. We put the dirt there to make this spit out into the ocean. But at low tide, I went and dug up some dirt just to see. And of course, there was no gold in it. But every other time I've gone out, I've at least found, little teeny tiny bits. It's not always a lot, but it's always something. I even found gold in Florida beach sand. Some friends sent me some beach sand so I could make a video to see if the jig would capture shark's teeth, and it did. It did retain the shark's teeth, but there was gold in the material too. A couple, just a little teeny tiny specks of gold in there.
Oh, so there is gold in Florida.
Apparently.
Probably rubbing off all those coins out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
Gold plated shark teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got grills.
Gold fillings. Yep.
Oh man. So let's see here. I had a question I was going to ask and I totally lost it. What's your favorite mineral to find other than gold? Like, if you could go find any mineral with your jig, what would you go look for? Bucket list.
That is a really good question. Maybe. Oh.
Too many to choose from.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. I mean, I love finding. I absolutely love finding, gems in but as silly as it is, my favorite thing to find is cubic pyrite. It's just the coolest thing. It seems like it's not real, and and when you get material that has a lot of that in there, it's like, it's hard to separate out, and two, it's just really neat looking. So I always, when I get some, my youngest daughter and I like to pick that out and collect it. But maybe, like, I don't know, rubies are really cool because they glow. Anything you can see under a black light.
I did see that on your teaser video where the guy was in North Carolina using the black light.
Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah.
South Carolina,
yeah.
We found some rubies when we were down there prospecting, and it's pretty neat. But then it's another. You're going through all your rocks with that black light before you dump the classifier out.
That's one thing I haven't found yet is rubies.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We might know where we could find some like cubic pyrite. We know a spot.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I have people sending me material all the time, and sometimes it's got some just really cool stuff in there, big old garnets or a lot of pyrite and things like that. So pretty neat.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, if
Free
you could,
material is cool.
your bucket list, where would you go in the world to gold prospect? Your bucket list, if you could go anywhere in the world.
New Zealand.
That's
Exactly.
the top five answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Australia, New Zealand.
Australia, New Zealand's mine. Yeah.
Do you have any
what-
superstitions or rituals you do before you do a big run or clean out?
Oh, no, I don't. Maybe I should start one.
You don't do the super dance or any of that, huh?
Nope. I do this, I have a routine that I do, but it has nothing to do with rituals or anything like that. I'm not, nope. Pretty boring in that regard, I guess.
What's the long-term vision for RiverDance gold mining?
Oh man, you know what? We're still too new to get my head really wrapped around that, but it has been such an amazing experience so far. I mean, folks just the folks I've met so far, and some pretty big name people have been either interested or gave me a call just because, like Mike Pung, the guy that, the Gold Cube guy, called me one time just to say, hey, I heard about your jigs, tell me about it and stuff. And that was pretty amazing. And, I'd like to, I just want to be able to travel, go places, go to gold shows and go to the prospector get-togethers and go to visit the different gold clubs around the country and see what other people are doing. And I just, within the last year and a half, heard of for the first time those dry washers. I've never in a million years would have thought people were using a dry, doing that to get gold.
Using air and blowing air.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely, it works. How cool is that?
Yep.
Well,
just
if you
be
ever
able to
find your
travel
way
more.
driving through Montana, I'm the president of the Gold Club here in Missoula.
Yeah.
You're
All right.
free to come anytime you want. There's also sapphire mines and all sorts of stuff to go do here. We can point you in the right direction. I just took Travis and Carl on a expedition across Montana for those said experiences, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Montana sapphires right there.
I think your jig would be a little bit easier to run than little stuff you have to do by hand here.
Could you imagine setting that up there when everybody's using the thing at the table and we just bust out one of his jigs?
That would be wicked.
That'd be like, get out of our way.
Just dumping bags in it.
I would like to at some point, get to that level where I can have the jigs either, that folks can lend them out, have them at gold clubs or at destinations. The people go do the gold mining experience and either lease them out or have them to give out to folks that are doing that. That would be pretty cool in my mind. I actually, there's a place here in Alaska called Crow Creek Mine. A lot of people go. You have to pay to get in, but it's a historic mining area. It's really, really neat, and you can always find gold there. But while I went there for the first time, and two other people that had my jigs came, and one of the guys said, hey, that other guy's here like every week. He's always running one of your jigs. Anyway, that was just super cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be sweet.
You
Oh.
could send one to the Flower Gold Wizard. He's got 85,000 subscribers that would love to see him.
Right. Curtis is asking, what's been your best day of recovery?
Oh man, you know what? It's definitely not since I went into business for myself. The jigs, yeah, because I just don't get out enough. I literally have like an hour or two at the most when I get out. Usually, the run in the last run we did, the final day before we flew out of Nome this last summer in June, was probably the best day, and I dumped almost all the gold out on the ground because I wasn't paying attention to what buckets we had. But we recovered more gold that was minus 100 than we did of the larger gold, and there was 1 gram of minus 100 gold, and I bet you that, and from the previous days, and then we ran like 3 or 4 times that much that last day, and I bet you I had at least 2 grams in that minus 100 concentrates, and there was just a little bit of black sand in the bottom of a bucket, and I thought, oh, this bucket hasn't been cleaned out yet, and I rinsed it out, and my brother came over and said, where's the concentrates bucket? And I said, what are you talking about? And it was all, yeah, I had washed it out. Yeah, I could see gold all inside the bucket.
Oh no!
Apparently, so that
Shovel it
probably
back
would have
up.
been my best day, but yeah, I haven't had any massive, super great days. So I wish I could say I had. I will.
You will.
You will. Yep. What's the biggest nugget you found?
Probably it was only 1.3 grams. It wasn't that big.
Only.
Only, yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Do you got anything cool for show and tell back there?
Sure. Let's see here. This is all. Let's see. Well, actually, the coolest thing I have in here is right here, and you can't tell what it is because it's not up. But it's a little shaker table. Some guys in Idaho. I think is in Idaho. Charlie Barrett. He's the Path of the Bee on YouTube, and he is a high school shop teacher, I guess, and he and some high school students made these bump shaker tables, and that's pretty cool. But let's see. Well, maybe I don't have anything all that cool. I could pull one of these jigs down, but let me grab this. It's not up on the shelf, but this is the Minimax Pro. This is the larger of our Minimaxes, and I'll show you the other one just for size comparison real quick.
It'd be perfect for you guys. I can't use that anywhere here in my garage.
Oh, I'd use the what out of that.
Yeah, the shiznick out of that.
All right, so check out the size difference between, this is our normal Minimax. This is mine. It's pretty dirty because I use it all the time. And then this is the Minimax Pro. It's the size difference is just amazing. It's it literally, although this one is only 2 inches wider and 3 inches longer. I made it so you can fit it over a 5-gallon bucket. It fits perfectly on top of a 5-gallon bucket. It doubles the screen tray area, so you can run a lot more material over. You can run a quarter of a cubic yard through this machine, just like the duplex jig. And the duplex of this size, you can run half a yard through it. So pretty cool.
And your tailings come off the edge there, right? Of that feed tray.
Yeah, so the jig shot sits right on top of the screen here. And as you feed material in, the water's pulsing up and down through the screen, and the trash material, your tailings, go right out the front onto the ground or into a bucket. And then you have fine concentrates that come out of this tube here into a collection bucket, and your your oversized concentrates, your nuggets and pickers and stuff, stay in this tray up here. And they'll always be right back here in the back because they sink directly down as soon as they hit the water.
Oh wow.
That almost looks
Yeah.
like a Joffrey ripple that you have in that tray.
It's just a half-inch. You can see that. It's just
Okay.
half-inch aluminum flat bar, and to make
Oh.
some retention areas.
Oh,
in
okay.
here.
Right.
So
Oh, cool.
So I
That's
think I know the
cool.
answer to this, but does that separate the black sands out, or do you end up?
So the size of the screen is what gets you the best concentration and ultimately separates it out as far, or concentrates it down as far as you can, which separates out the majority of the black sand. That is a 30 mesh screen, and I go all the way down to 200 mesh in screen sizes.
Oh wow.
My most popular screen sizes are 30, 60, and 100, but I go as big as 20 and as small as 200. And if you on our single stage jigs, which these are, you pick the screen size that's going to reject the most of the material, or the vast majority. So 90% of your material should leave the jig out the front, your tailings, and
Yeah.
less, at least, you want at least 90% going out. So you only want a little bit coming out your concentrates at the bottom. Your oversized material, what you retain is limited by the size of that screen tray. So it's always going to, it depends on how much you put in as to how much it concentrates it down. But that's the limiting factor there. Your undersize or your minus fraction will continue growing, right? Because it's the more material you put in, the more you're going to get. But then you just swap to a finer screen size. This one's a 60, and run it again, and it's going to have the same effect on that size. And then you can run it a third time if you want, or I usually skip from 30 to 100. But our two-stage triplex does that all at once. You put it in the top, and it cuts it once, cuts it again, and you have, after running a 10 buckets of material, you'll probably have a few teaspoons of your minus 100 concentrates and just what's retained in the tray for your larger stuff. And it should be just the heaviest stuff. So you never have more than a gold pan to pan out at the end of the day, regardless of how much material you run.
That sounds
That's
amazing. Yeah.
That sounds wow. Oh, so when do you have to buy the screens separately? Like you get one screen with the jig, and then you have to buy them in increments or whatever, unless you buy the one that comes
Yes.
with all three.
Yeah, you get each machine the one screen to make it go. You choose that screen size, and then you have to buy separate screens.
Okay,
Those are additional. Yeah.
that's wicked. I don't know.
So those use steel shot. Not. I was thinking they were using lead for some reason.
No, what I use is carbon steel. It's this. There's a jar of it here, but it's 1/4-inch steel shot. It's slingshot ammo. As long as you keep it clean, you don't leave it in the jig overnight. Don't leave it in a bucket of water because they will rust. The reason I like to use carbon steel instead of stainless steel is it's magnetic, and you can pick it up with a magnet if you don't have a 1/4-inch screen.
Oh,
Separate
okay.
it out. Yeah. And it's cheaper. Stainless steel is great. It lasts longer, but it's not magnetic, and it costs a lot more.
Chris is asking if you use a surfactant with it when you're running on the recirc.
Yeah, if I'm recycling the water, then I'll put some jet dry in there. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's a good idea. It'll not only will it keep break the surface tension of the water, but it also helps the sediment or the dirt to settle out of the water and keeps your water cleaner. It can anyway. Some dirt just sucks.
Do you notice that it makes it quieter too?
Does the jet dry make it quieter? No.
when I'm running the sluice in my garage and I've got it running off back down into the tub, as soon as you put the jet dry in, it drops. It's the change is very noticeable. You can hear it on camera for sure.
Yeah, if the only noise was from the pump, I would agree with that. But the motor on these, some of them the motor stays pretty quiet, but they have metal gears in them, and they can get kind of loud. They're tough little motors. Haven't had any of them quit on me yet, but they do make some noise sometimes.
And you said you're running on a like a cordless DeWalt battery with the adapter. How long does like the 20-volt battery run?
Yeah, so first of all, you want at least a 4-volt or 4 amp hour battery. I've had a couple people try to use like 2.5 amp hour batteries, and they start running into issues. The machine will run for probably, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 hours on a 4 or 5 amp hour battery.
Wow.
The pump won't run nearly that long, maybe a couple hours. Even the little, I've got 2,000 gallon per hour C-flow pump, and they're up on the counter there, little 1,100 gallon per hour bilge pumps, and it really doesn't seem to, those suckers draw 8 or 10 amps. They have a much higher power draw. The machine itself, all the machines have the same little 12-volt motor, and they're all 3 amp, 35 watt motors. They're very, very low power draw. So you can run the machine. I always say put the machine on its own battery and put the pump on a separate battery, because you're going to have to switch out the pump battery more often, and you can just keep running the machine on the same battery. But if you put them on the same battery, you might run into problems where you can't figure out what the problem is. Your water pressure is it a machine problem or a pump problem? It seems to simplify things by just separating them out.
So the pump's the power hog then.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So do your machines only run with DeWalt batteries, or can they be rigged to like other batteries?
They're 12 volt.
It's a 12-volt system. You have to ask if you want you have to order that special, and usually I sell those when I do in-person sales in like doing demos and things like that, or special order, like if there's some sort of event. But normally I just tell people what they can do and point them where, at like Amazon. You can get one of those adapters for Craftsman, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Rigid, Cobalt, all of the above, Ryobi. It's I've ordered and used those for all battery types that I have and anybody in my family has. But I don't usually sell those. If you get it from me, it's more expensive because I got to get it and then
right. Yeah, the shipping from the States to
I just was wondering if there was a way to like make it so you could use all types of batteries versus just a DeWalt.
Yeah. I've looked into that. I could put the voltage regulator on there, but I'd have to keep an inventory of the different size. I'd have to. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I think
it's probably just easier to
Yeah.
But I mean, even if you had the links for other people to go find it themselves,
Yeah.
I forgot. I do have something kind of cool. So I don't know. This is really simple. Somebody asked me about this, so I did it for the state fair this year, and I've had a few people ask for them since then. But it's just an ammo box with those voltage regulators in there. And I made some up with, so there's one for the pump and one for the machine. And you just put your battery clamps, your alligator clips on this side or on this side, whether it's for the pump or the machine, and keeps it nice and dry. You don't have to worry about your stuff getting, and actually the water isn't the problem. It's the sand and grit and crap that gets into everything. But these little battery boxes are kind of cool.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Well, that's pretty neat.
Oh, excuse me.
So you've got a
So-
new YouTube series coming out called RiverDance Gold Hunter. You want to tell us about that?
Absolutely. I was waiting for this. This is my favorite thing to talk about. So yeah, my buddy Colby and my brother Larry, they're my partners, and we all went to kindergarten together. And Colby is a professional filmmaker. And this was his brainchild. We have this problem trying to market this equipment that not only when we started, folks had no idea what it was, didn't know how it worked, and so it's new, and so we not only had to get it in front of people, but we had to educate them. We had to dispel, help them feel good about it, and help them want to buy it and feel good about buying it, that it's going to work. So his idea was, well, let's make a show about it and get this out in front of people. So we kind of modeled it after the big reality shows like Gold Rush and Bering Sea Gold and things like that. But of course, we didn't have a big production company and a whole bunch of money to throw at this thing. So his idea was to create a shot list and get a group of the right people, give them machines, send them out there in the wild using them, and then they collect the footage and they get it back to us and we create a show out of it. And so it has been so much fun making this happen. We auditioned a whole bunch of people. We put out some advertisements, and people were sending us audition tapes from all over the world and asking to be part of the show. And so we set up interviews. We weeded through them and spent some time interviewing folks, and we came up with 6 people or groups. There's a couple teams out there that we would send machines to. And we got a guy in Australia. We have a gal up here in Alaska. We have Southern California, Northern California, South Carolina, and New Hampshire. And they're just a wide variety of personality types and gold mining experience, all the way from brand new to been doing it all their lives. And a couple of them have been on reality shows before. And they spent the summer out using these machines. And the first episodes is just about finished, and we're going to put that out around Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We thought originally 6 episodes, and I think we're going to end up with more than that because we just have so much footage.
Oh, cool.
That's wicked.
Yeah, so we have all 3 machines are out there, and it's real. It's not unscripted. It's them figuring out how to use the machine. They have never used one of these machines before. And they have the same resources as anybody else, the instructions I give them, and then YouTube videos and videos on other social media that I put out there.
Right on.
And they run into the same problems anybody else would, trying to figure it out for the first time. And
So yeah,
and
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I've seen the end result, and I'm just excited.
I was going to say, do you ever have any of the watching their raw footage and just cringe and go, oh my God, what are you doing?
Oh yeah. Even in the first video. So the first episode is mostly them getting the machines, unboxing it, trying to figure out what it is, how it goes. And then it goes to the first couple of them setting it up and trying it for the first time. And there's definitely some cringeworthy moments, and it'll get worse. During this, I was their lifeline. If they just couldn't figure something out, they would call me. And it is hard to get somebody who has been using a sluice box their whole life and is good at it and knows their crap. They're not new, but they've never used a jig before. I'm trying to get them to understand how they need to change what they're doing to make it work for the jig. It was a challenge, and I had some moments where I was pulling my hair out and I was like, trying to be nice, like, you just got to trust me. I promise it's going to work. Just, anyway, you'll see. I think it'll be fun for everybody to see this and sort of figure it out together.
That's
Really
awesome.
cool.
Sounds like a
So it's airing on YouTube around Thanksgiving. Do we have a specific day and time yet, or is that still being ironed out?
Nope, it's still being ironed out. I actually owe Colby a couple. I'm doing commentary on the videos, and my brother and I are doing a little bit of off the cuff commentary and an intro, and we have to film that really quick. But I think right around Thanksgiving is our target date, and once we know, we'll publish it and let folks know.
Oh, cool.
But,
Yeah.
I clicked your notification bell today, so I am ready for that. So,
all right.
well, there was a question
And that's
from
good.
Jeffrey Button. He wanted to know who was on your team in New Hampshire.
It is a fellow by the name of Chad Roy and his wife Christina, and they mine on the Ammonoosuc River. He calls it the Wild Ammonoosuc River. They have some property right on the river, and there's a property right next door to them that is actually a campground for mining. But they dredge there. They have got a couple 4-inch dredges that they run in that river during the summer, and pretty cool stuff. They have a lot of gold there. It's really neat.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very fun. Sounds like a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So are you gonna be doing this one season, or are you gonna do it multiple seasons, or not sure
We're
yet?
gonna keep it going as long as if it works out the way we think it will, and honestly, it already has. We're getting so much interest just from. I still get often people asking me if they can be part of the show, and we closed down auditions in April, so we're
Really?
yeah.
I didn't even know about this. This is crazy.
Yeah, and me either.
Yeah, I just found out about it because I would be like, Red Dirt Nation will put in a casting video.
Yeah.
Next year, hopefully.
Disregard that chat. I copied a bad link. I'm trying to share
Nope.
your channel.
That'd be
And,
cool to take around driving between New Mexico and Montana. That would be sweet.
How
So we did.
how well does it work with like heavy clay soil?
Well, you have to either break it down. Are you talking about really dry material that has clay, or are you talking about actual clay balls, clumps of clay and stuff?
Like
Yeah, like
like
both.
tater with clay material in it. Where
Yeah.
you gotta kind of break it up.
So what I do, usually, it's like anything else that like a sluice box. It's not going to break the clay apart if it's formed into clay. You'd need a wash plant to do that, trommel or something. What I do is I just stick it in a bucket and stir it up either with a paint stirrer on a drill or I add water to it and stir it up with my scoop. But if it's just dry material and it's got a lot of silt and clay in it, then it'll feed through just fine. Yeah, you got to go slow with clay balls and stuff. But we ran into that, like I mentioned earlier, a little bit in Nome and some places here, even in the valley where I live, there's some places with a lot of clay. And I just, break it up with your fingers or like I said, pre-mix it up before you put it in. Feeding it in a slurry is, it's kind of hard to beat that for a feed type material for any type of equipment. It just will always feed better if it's in a slurry, but
Yeah, because up at our club claim, there's a ton of clay. It's a real bear up on the hill.
yeah.
A lot of guys
pre-soak
are
all
like
the papers,
pre-soaking.
run it.
Mm-hmm.
So could you do
Yeah.
like they have for the Gold Cube, where they have the trommel attachment or the high banker attachment? Could you make a pre-wash, I guess?
Yeah, you absolutely could. And our I've been toying with this idea for a while, and I'm going to do it as soon as I get time. Yes, you can absolutely marry it to a trommel or some sort of high banker type attachment. What you have to avoid doing is just overwhelming it with water, which both of those can do. But you can control the feed coming out of that in a couple different ways. What I'd really like to be able to do, though, is use it with a dredge. And I absolutely can't do that without overwhelming it with water unless you use something like a hydrocyclone to cut the water out and then just drop the solids in there. That's how we recycled the water on the larger jigs that my family ran, and it works phenomenally well. We'd use a trommel to pre-wash all the material and break up the clay and all that stuff, and then it would get pumped up into a hydrocyclone tower to drop the solids onto the jigs and pull the water out. And every stage there'd be cyclones to do that. But I'd like to do that with one of my little jigs and a small cyclone coming off a small dredge. I think that would be pretty fun to.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
You should
Could you
maybe talk to
dredge it
Mike
through,
Dunn
like-
because he's got some industrial cyclones up in Alaska. So
Yeah,
he's
cool.
he's definitely a smart man when it comes to that stuff. I could just imagine your two brains together would make something crazy cool. So yeah.
I just wonder
No,
if you
we
could
actually
dredge
have
it
like
with- Go ahead, Trav. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just wondering if you could dredge into like a smaller dewatering screw, and then where it screwed, which
Yeah.
normally would be your yuck material, it would feed from there. Then,
Yeah, you could do it with you could do it like that too. Yeah,
of course, that's a lot of stuff to carry to the beach.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Back
Whether
to your
it's
show that's
practical or
coming
not
up.
is- Go ahead.
Do you have a favorite cast member that joined or?
Oh, so I don't want to give too much away, but I'll just give no, I don't have a favorite, but there are a couple that are going to get a lot of comments, and it's I love watching them because you just never know what they're going to do. So just a little background: the folks in New Hampshire, they are very smart. They're scientists. They've been involved with high-level government projects for food security and things like that. They're really bright people, and so when they're doing what they're doing, they talk about it, and it's a real learning experience to see how they mine and what they're doing. Christian, a guy down in he's a little further up north in Northern California. He is he's a whitewater rafting guide, but he's been mining forever, and he knows his stuff when it comes to geology and the history of the area and mining, and he mines on the Trinity River, and he's just an oddball wild card guy. You never know what he's going to say. He can be very he's got a great heart, very very positive, but yeah, I just never know if it's going to be kid friendly or whatever. We've got Krista in Southern California, who her words, she brings glam to gold mining, and she's brand new. She's learning, and the things that come out of her mouth, she's got me cracking up all the time because it's not always correct, but that's okay. It's she's trying, and she is learning and all of that.
She knows what she means.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Morgan Lauren up here in Alaska, she was on Gold Rush, and she's a serious miner. She has her own gold mine, and has grown up around it kind of like I did, and knows her stuff. She's the one person in the cast that really understood what jigs were. She'd never used one of our jigs, but she knew what they were. She'd been around them, and knew how valuable they'd be to the cleanup process for what she's doing. And then Jason from Australia, that's just cool because he's, it's Australia and it's different. They just the way he talks is entertaining. So, and then Chad McClaskey from South Carolina. He's deep country, and that guy puts in the work. When he goes mining, it is up and down hills, it's no joke. They hike everywhere they go mining, and he's got the biggest machine, and it's not fun to carry around. Even though the machine itself only weighs 27 pounds, that becomes a lot more than that very quickly when you've got all your gear.
Oh yeah, 25 pounds is 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it still sucks to carry it.
Mhm.
So do you build all of these in-house then?
Yeah, my brother welds the frames, and I build everything else. I cut everything out and shape it. I've got a metal brake and lots of different tools, and we build them all in house. And we're looking at manufacturing, but we're not there yet. Our volume is still low enough that I can keep up with it almost, and we're doing pretty good. But we're getting there. It's like becoming a nail biter every time, whether we're going to meet our deadline or not.
Yeah.
Just about time to turn this full time, like you were saying, then, huh?
Yeah, for sure. We supply the biggest and really only gold mining equipment store in Alaska, the Mining Superstore for Alaska Mining and Diving Supply in Anchorage, and they carry our equipment. That's the only retail, brick and mortar retail outlet that we sell to.
Even that, sounds like you've got a pretty good problem on your hands.
Yeah,
Great question.
I like
from
it.
Ezekiel.
The sourcing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know from other interviews it's hard to get anything in Alaska. So what do you have the most difficulty with?
You know what? Honestly, it changes because I do have to get almost everything from out of state. And so there's a really good reason that most things aren't manufactured in Alaska, because it has to be shipped here first, and then I put it all together and then ship it out. And it used to be the motors and the rod end bearings and sometimes the jig shot were the things that would just put a big pause in production, especially the motors, because there's not a single manufacturer in the US that will make these motors or a comparable motor. You can only get them from China. And I even had, there's an outfit that specializes in mating, matching up manufacturers with motor manufacturers in the US, trying to get people to use made in the US motors. And they could not find a manufacturer that that could make a motor that was similar to these, unless I think I needed a 10,000 quantity, to start with in order for somebody to begin manufacturing them. And I can't do that yet. Eventually I will, because it kills me that I'm buying motors from China. But so right now though, everything's pretty good because the Amazon, which is where I source most of that stuff from, has they have a distribution center in Alaska now in Anchorage. And so what used to take me 2 to 3 weeks to get takes just a few days.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Yeah, I
Do you
think
get the drone delivery?
What's that?
Do you get the drone delivery?
No, they don't do that in Alaska yet. That'll be pretty cool. But the hardest part for me to get for that I'm not meant, one of the reasons I haven't started selling these yet is this hutch here, this piece for these bigger jigs. I can't get it in Alaska at all. I have to, and I can't get it shipped up here through the places that carry it. I have to, and it's one of those really weird things. Home Depot carries these. It's a 4x8 PVC reducer, and Home Depot carries them down in the States. And they will not ship store to store, and they won't ship it to me in Alaska. So I have to buy it online, have it shipped to my buddy's house in Georgia, and then have him ship it up to me. I've had plumbing supply companies try to order them for me, and 6 months later, it's still not here. So that's the most ridiculous
the double shipment,
issue that I have right now.
Have you tried
The rest of these, the normal size ones, I can get. If I can't get them shipped to me quickly, I can run down to the hardware store and buy them for a few dollars extra a piece. They're more expensive to get them here, but they're always in stock. I don't
Oh,
worry
geez.
about that.
There's a company called Dakota Supply Group, DSG. They took over our big plumbing warehouse here, but they have a website, and I know they ship everywhere. Just maybe they might
Cool.
have one.
Yeah, if I can get a reliable source for those, and I don't have to go through my buddy in Georgia, I will do that if I have to. But it's not DSG. I'll look that up.
Yep. I'm not guaranteeing it, but they might. So
Yeah. It's 2025. You would think that we could, overcome stuff like that at this point, but I don't know.
You would assume. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But, here we are. Oh, that felt good.
well, we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. Somebody, should we take a quick commercial break here? Travis has a video for, I believe, our next week's guest. I am trying to get my computer to cooperate with me. I don't know which video it is, though. Travis, are you? I see you're hanging out in the back. Can you pop on our commercial quick for us?
Oh, Red Dirt Nation, rise and stand from the treasures deep in the soil's hand. A family of brothers, hand in hand. This is our home. This is our land. The river sang as we toiled away. Their whispers kept the fears at bay. Fields of gold from the seeds we sowed.
Oh, fun stuff.
I went down for another cup of coffee, and it's all gone.
Well, why did you- So I guess
thought there was a cup.
one of the last questions I had was for people who have adverse health effects and maybe have a hard time getting out to the mountains. Would this be a piece of equipment that'd be easier for them to use at home or even set up themselves out in the mountains? Let's say they're in a wheelchair or they're, having to walk with a cane.
Yeah, one of the things that I really like is the ability to set this up in my garage at home. One of my close friends, his dad has one and he walks with a cane. He wanted something he could just sit down next to and feed from a chair. You can absolutely do this. I really enjoy, I started doing it for my demos because it was such a great way to set it up, is recycling water inside a tote. You just go get a Husky tote or a Craftsman or whatever brand at the hardware store, that those closing lid totes, or you can do it in a regular, removable lid tote. The Mini Max sits on a 2-gallon bucket perfectly, and the RiverDance Max sits on a 5-gallon bucket perfectly. So you just set it on top of the bucket for your concentrates, put a 5-gallon bucket in front of whichever machine it is for the tailings. Everything's overflowing into the same sump, and you just drop your pump in there, and you can just run it all day like that. Doesn't take that much water, easy to clean out, easy to operate. It doesn't make a mess in your garage. You can plug it into the wall so you don't have to run batteries. Super easy.
Awesome. Perfect. Be a good way to get my old man doing it.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason why there are not gold mines in Wisconsin or Michigan.
Well, it's because
Wisconsin or Michigan.
mostly copper, and there is just a little bit of gold, but there is currently a company from Canada that is drilling for gold a couple hours north of me, and they have really good results from all of it. You can Google it. It's in the Chequamegon National Forest. I can't believe I said it right. That's CH
Pretty good.
Magwan.
I love that flow copper that comes from Michigan. That stuff's cool.
Yeah. But
Expensive,
the copper from Montana is pretty nice too.
Well, I don't know.
This is Anaconda. You win again. No, that dude, you found that next to a fire. You got lucky. I don't know how you found
guys
that
found it.
Not that one. That was out of the gift shop or the antique shop. Travis is asking if you do any work with veterans and gold prospecting.
I would love to. We do offer a military discount on our equipment and stuff, but yeah, absolutely. If I know there are, here in Alaska at least, there are organizations that do fishing charters for veterans and first responders. I would love to do the same thing. I just bought a claim down on the beach in Kenai this summer. And so hopefully once we get established there, and I would like to start bringing people down to do day trips and just and mine down there, because that is actually one of those beaches where the water does come all the way up, and it, even if it doesn't come all the way to the bank where you were mining, it closes you off on both ends. You can't get out once the tide comes in.
No.
So you've
The
but I'd love to
captive
do that for
audience.
folks. Yeah, you're stuck if you don't time it right. You might ruin your day. But yeah, I'd love to do that. I, as a veteran, and I've been working in corrections for just under 20 years now, and I was in the Marines and the Army, and so I'm very connected to law enforcement and military, and have a passion for that. My wife works for the local police department. I would absolutely love to do that.
So, yeah, love to chat with you about that actually sometime.
Yeah, because we got one of our good friends, Lord Shadow, he's got a bunch of claims, and he's got it set up for everybody from like wheelchair to backpack in.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
He does exactly what you're saying. He does the day trips and sets them up next to a pile of dirt and lets them do their thing.
Yeah, cool.
Oh. Well, is there anything you do to fill your time other than prospecting and building your machines? Besides building your machines and prospecting, is there anything you do to fill your time?
Yeah, I work for the Department of Corrections.
No.
And I'm married. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and so yeah, I love hunting. That's one of the things that, the very short time frame that we get to do that here, moose hunting specifically. That's one of the things I love most to do in life, and so it's only once a year, but when it comes around, I definitely do that. Yeah, I try to get out as much as I can, but mostly I'm stuck here building machines or doing my day job. So
doing your new day job, huh?
yeah.
Or hopefully your new day job.
Right. Yeah.
So how long does it take from, like, let's say start to, if you have all the parts, how long does it take from start to finish to build one?
Yeah, so it takes about It's a minimum, an absolute minimum of 3 days per machine. Now I can build multiple machines at the same time. I've built as many as 10 at a time. Usually it's 3 or 4 at a time, but
Right.
A couple of the components take 2 days to do. One of the components takes 3 days to do because there's, silicone, dry time, paint, things like that. But if I have all the components pre-made, it takes me about 2 hours to assemble everything and get it out the door. So
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, you probably built enough of them now. You've got it pretty streamlined. Then it sounds like.
Yeah,
How many
it's
of
definitely
these
getting easier.
units? There's our Lord Shadow is in chat now. He's the one we were just speaking
Oh,
about.
Lord Shadow.
He's our local artist and claim prospector. He's got some works in different museums and presidents' homes. So
Wow, very cool.
yeah. The Smithsonian, I believe, is the one big one he's got something in.
That's what I thought I was going to do when I graduated high school. I wanted to play soccer professionally and be a professional artist. And apparently there are no good art schools that have great soccer teams. Or at least I didn't find one. So I joined
Imagine
the Marine Corps
that.
instead. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
How many of your machines are in the field now? How many have you sent out, I guess, or produced?
That's a good question. So since I started serializing them, I have the one that I just sent out was the 140th of the serialized machines, and so it's less than 200. It's probably around 170 or so, 170, 180, but yeah, we're still brand new, effectively.
That's still 180 more than most people have of anything out there.
No, yeah.
Right. Well, and I just got the patent this summer in May on my dad's birthday. And,
cool.
That's like a bucket list thing. I always wanted to do that, and so I have a utility patent. Pretty happy.
How was that process? Was that a pain in the neck?
No, I did it the easy way. I hired an attorney, and I paid for it to be done right the first time, so I avoided all the issues. There were a couple snags along the way, but the attorney took care of it. And although it took a while, it was pretty easy to do because I had a product that actually should be patented. It solves a problem. It's not new technology, but it's done in a way that nobody else has done it before.
Okay.
And it works very well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are over an hour and a half at this point. Unless anybody's got some last minute questions, I think this would be a good time to maybe start wrapping it up for the evening. Anybody in chat or anyone wants to type something out real quick? We really appreciate you coming on, Sid.
Yeah, thank you very much.
A really
Hey, you're
cool
welcome.
conversation. I really love duplex jigs. I've always wanted one or to build one. And so seeing somebody doing it and being genuinely pretty successful at it is pretty awesome to see. So I really appreciate you coming on. Yeah.
Thanks. And so
yeah.
I was just going to say, our YouTube handle is @RiverDance Gold Mining, and RiverDance Gold Hunter is the reality YouTube show that will be coming out soon. So please go subscribe to our channel.
Check that out after.
Yeah.
We've been sharing that, and we will share it again. And if you want to hang out after we play the exit video, we'd love to chat with you a little more in the after party here. So
yeah, sure.
Sometimes we forget to say that, and our guests leave during the exit video. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you again to everybody for yesterday. We did a 5-hour live benefit auction. I still have a little bit of jet lag going from that.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we raised a lot of money for a great cause. And thank you all, everyone that donated, everybody that bought things. It means a lot to the two people or the two families, however you want to look at it, that we are helping out. So just another reason why our gold community is absolutely amazing. So it's great to be a part of it. And yes, the links. I think Reg just shared the link again. If not, we will get it. It's if you scroll in the chat too, it's in there.
Yep.
But we will make sure we'll get them links up one more time. I might even have it here myself. Right there. All right. So this. Oh yeah, Reg is on it. Somebody's doing it. So Reg just shared.
He's always on it.
Everybody's channel. Yeah. One of them is
Super Mod's got it.
Yep.
Oh, gotta get somebody's
all right.
taken care of, modded up on the channel. She 3PO, you have a
Yes.
wrench now, so you can check out the people in chat's channel. Sorry about that.
Also,
Yeah,
thank all
Rods.
you guys for bearing with us with these updates. Apparently, with YouTube doing the vertical shorts, they've created a whole separate live for those. And so you're in actually, like if you're watching on my channel, there's 2 different chats for us to follow, where normally we follow the chats from 4 and 5 channels. Now we've got 8 and 10 chats to
geez.
follow if we're not watching the one on the screen. So it's going to take us a minute. I'm glad this didn't happen yesterday, because it would have drove us insane. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, I'm trying to find buttons, and I will get the exit video going unless someone does it for me. Here we go. Thank you all so much.